Hey there, fanatics! Are you ready for this week's trivia? Let's get started. This one is focused on Hero 108. What Chinese novel is Hero 108 based off of? A. Written on Water. B. Water Margin. C. Where Waters Meet. Or D. Hard Like Water. Find out at the end of today's episode. Let us know what you think in the comments of the Q&A section on the Spotify app. Now, let's get to it. Hey fanatics, welcome to the So I'm a Fan of podcast, where people from different fandoms come together to share why they love what they love.
And sometimes hate what they hate.
I'm your host, Kaiser Brown, and today I'm joined by...
Of course, the best co-host, Sabrina Gill.
And what are we going to be talking about today, Sabrina?
Today we're going to be talking about Hero 108. No, my synopsis.
Wait, no, not the synopsis yet. Lord.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's get into it. How are you today, Sabrina?
I'm doing okay. Not the best day, but a fun day as we are recording a lovely podcast episode.
Yes, we're recording for the show Hero 108, a show that I have not seen in years. And when I started watching episodes, memories came flooding back. So what's Hero 108 about, Sabrina?
Many years ago, in the Hidden Kingdom, animals and humans lived in perfect harmony until an evil trickster named High Roller arrived and fooled the animals into thinking that humans were their enemies. Chaos reigned in the Hidden Kingdom. Under Commander Ape Truly formed a task force called Big Green to reunite the animals and humans while fighting the forces of High Roller and the Zebra Brothers.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That sounds intense. Hero 108 as the cast of Ian James Corlett as Commander Ape Truly, Mighty Ray, Mr. No Hands, and Burley, Adrian Petru as Wu the Wise and one of the Zebra Brothers, Andrew Francis as Lin Chung, Brian Drummond as Jumpy Ghostface, Mayor Cho and the other Zebra Brother, along with High Roller, and Kelly Sheridan as Mystique Sonia and Rose Finch. Those are the characters that appeared in these few episodes that we watched. Sabrina, what is your relationship with Hero 108?
So ironically, obviously it was relatively, I say, a smaller, stranger cartoon. It wasn't necessarily like everything else of its time. Obviously the animation was fun. I loved the colors and the designs of the creatures. But as a kid, I just thought it was so cool. It was amazing. And of course, I was in love with Lin Chung. I was like, oh my gosh, this man is so cultured. He likes art. And ironically,
Yes,
as I grew up,
blocks.
I know you're right. I was like, I don't think he's cute anymore. I don't think I'm gonna marry him. But I think I relate to him more in the sense of his passion and his airheadedness. But no, I always thought Mystic Sonia was cool too. But now I think she's kind of a mean girl. But
I think she's cool.
it's her character.
I like Jumpy Ghostface. I just think it's cool. It brought back memories when he was jumping with a jump rope. How I used to, when I was younger, try to do the same thing so fast to where I could create an orb fast enough.
Okay, I did not have those dreams. I knew my limits.
Yeah, I tried it. I moved pretty fast. In my head, I felt like I moved fast enough to create those shields. But whether I did does not matter or not. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about 4 episodes of Hero 108. Those episodes are Episode 1, Rabbit Castle, Episode 2, Elephant Castle, Episode 51, Picture Battle of the Air Force, and Episode 52, Picture Battle of the Air Force Part 2. Yes, those are the episodes we're going to be talking about today. So in the beginning of the episode, it's just like rabbits attacking people after Master High Roller hires them to do so. And so you see the people running around and screaming and yelling because these bunnies are attacking them. And one of the workers, one of the workers reports to the commander. I think it's Rose Finch.
Truly? Oh, okay. No,
I'm saying Rose Finch.
The actual commander.
She goes and then she reports it to Ape Truly. And he goes to bring the rabbits carrots as a token of their friendship. Little does he know, though, rabbits don't like carrots. They like lollipops.
Pardon my ignorance. I did not know you only liked Lollipops.
They like candy,
They're like,
obviously.
yes. Like, I found that to be hilarious because first of all, they're using jump ropes, right? And they also use what they use the carrots for, they use them, like, as weapons and as grenades and
Yeah,
stuff.
like grenades.
And I'm like, "Okay, that's a cute little twist." So, what they do is they put the commander in a giant carrot suit. It's a carrot suit, right? And then
Mhm.
they force him to
Well, no.
jump rope.
No, they put a giant carrot on his back, and, like, he's
Put a
forced to
giant
jump
carrot.
rope holding the giant carrot.
I don't know why I thought I saw a carrot suit. Oh my
Well, because
gosh.
the way the art is, it kinda does look like they're inside the carrot, but it's on their backs, it's, like, strapped to their backs, and they're forced to jump double dutch.
Oh, okay, Commander. So they put the carrot on his back, and they're forced to jump rope, just like and just continue to do it. I'm not sure if I'll survive.
My
I
knees?
probably
No. No.
no, I'd get bored. I'd be like, "Oh my gosh," or no, me, I would probably like trip over the rope, just like trip over the
No.
rope. And
Same.
when I was in high school, I wanted to learn how to double dutch so bad. So I got all my friends to every PE start like double dutch and learn to practice. Everybody got tired, but I didn't get tired. I was dedicated, but nobody else was dedicated, so I couldn't do it anymore.
Oh, I always used to
Cause
get
your muscle.
scared to run in. I could never run in, but, like, once I was in, I could jump, but it was always, like, the run in. I could not do it, I always get nervous.
I was watching videos and everything. Once I dedicated to do something, I'm gonna do it, except for double dutch because you need multiple people. But that's not the point.
Yeah.
Anyways, the commander ends up reaching out and calling Hero 108 by sending like a distress signal. And the only ones that are there, well, Mr. No Hands is there, Mystique Sonya, and
Mighty
what's his
Ray.
name? Mighty
Mighty Ray.
Ray.
I am Mighty Ray! Fear my eyeballs!
Those exact words came into my mind as soon as he ate that banana. That's all I'm gonna say. But they're the only ones there. So Mighty Ray and Mystique Sonya end up going out. They were fighting. They're not going out. I see how that sounds. They go
Yeah.
out to save the commander. But they were fighting because apparently Mighty Ray burped on Mystique Sonya, and Mystique Sonya decided to start because she if you don't know about their powers, so his powers have nothing to do with burping, but she can control her tongue. She has like this long blue tongue that she can fight with, along with her hat.
Yeah.
And yeah, it gets weird. It's kind of weird. All their powers are kind of weird because Mighty Ray,
And
he has to eat a bananas or at least potassium in order for him to use his eyeballs, but he doesn't like bananas. So it's like they have these weird powers. And so they go to try to rescue the commander and they end up losing. And Lin Chung isn't there. Mr. No Hands decides to stay for some reason. I don't know if he's just like I don't know what
I
he
don't think he's
doing.
gonna be useful fighting them bunnies. He ain't got no hands. Like, what's he supposed to do? He can't double dutch or jump rope. What is he
Fair.
gonna do?
He look like because it looks like he has like one leg out of the suit or something.
So he has his legs, he just doesn't have his arms.
Yeah, so he
Oh,
can
and to
jump rope.
preface, as wrong as that sounds, guys, I promise he has arms. It's just everybody, like we said, has their own thing, and his is he has to keep his hands tied.
Yeah,
It's a long story. I promise it's not bad, but
it sounds kind of bad to me. Like what the
it
backstory is.
the connotation is really bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But we'll talk about my controversies with these people in this corporation later. But yeah, eventually, of course, Lin Chung, who had the only reason he was missing was because he was actually getting more bamboo shoots because his weapon of choice is this staff that shoots bamboo shoots, like little baby buds, like little darts almost. And so he gets back, and of course, that's when Mr. No Hands is like, "Hey, so I don't want to go and help them. I need you to go save them." Well, he doesn't say it like that. He's like, "Go save them. They need your help." But obviously, he don't offer to help. So Lin Chung to the rescue. The man I used to love. R.I.P. But that's when he makes it there, and of course, all three Ape Truly, Mighty Ray, and Mystique Sonya are all jumping rope with giant
yep.
carrots on their backs. Lin Chung busts in and saves everybody. But of course, this isn't going to stop Bunny King. King is like, "Look, I'm not listening to anybody, unless you beat me in a jump rope competition and can break my jump rope." And so, of course, like Kaiser said, he does the jumpy motion where he makes this giant force field with the rope, and it's up
Mhm.
to everybody to take their chances to try and beat him.
Yeah.
And
First is,
obviously, it don't work at first.
Yeah. So first is what's his name? Oh Lord, eyeball
Mighty
guy.
Ray?
Mighty Ray, OMG. Sorry, Mighty Ray, that I keep
Oh my
forgetting your
gosh.
name. So first is him. He's so super confident. That's the thing about him. He's super confident. And he's kind of jealous of Ning Chung too, but I don't know, the masculine energy, I don't know. So he goes and he starts jumping rope and Sonya joins him and they both lose. Then Lin Chung goes in there. He does a better job, but he ends up losing. But he loses in a cool way, I must say. Like his rope disintegrates.
Yeah. Yes, completely destroyed.
Yes. And so he ends up coming up with a plan to confuse the Rabbit King by combining the jump ropes with a Mighty Ray's eyeball powers. And that ends up kind of does like this hypnosis thing that ends up confusing them. And then that's when he shoots out his bamboo shoots and they end up beating the Rabbit King. And the Rabbit King declares that they will be allies. He ends up joining them, and Master High Roller ends up finding out about the rabbits joining the Big Green, who are the team that our main characters are. Like the not a team, but they are a team. I don't know how you would
It's
say
like the
it.
organization, if you will,
Organization.
like
Yeah.
yes, that is, like, trying
Organ
to promote human and animal friendship again.
Mhm. Yeah. And so that's what happens. And he joins them and he ends up getting upset, setting off sprinklers. The rabbit does when Mighty Ray starts messing with his ears for no reason and then just smoke. He just gets so hot in his ears that because he's so angry, the smoke sets out the sprinkling
Mhm.
alarm systems.
Yeah, you're so cute and jumpy. And you got a set of big floppy ears.
I feel like I'm just explaining this so badly,
No,
y'all.
you're doing good. The only thing I'll add is that at this point, this is, like, a major point because the Rabbit King ends up becoming Jumpy Ghostface, which
Jumpy
it
goes.
becomes a permanent member of the team. Like,
With
all the
super cute voice.
like, the theme of the show, I guess, promotes the idea that all the animals eventually join teams, like, sides with the
Mhm.
humans, but, like, Jumpy Ghostface is, like, one of the main, like, if like, in our main crew of, like, team 1.
I need to figure out why they like, I know who came up with the idea, but I need to figure out why they came up with this idea because it's ridiculous. It makes no sense. You
Which
know what I
part?
mean? The part where everything, like the
I was about to say, like like, Mystique Sonia as a whole herself, her and Mighty Ray are the, like, epitome of questions. Like, there are so many shows with talking animals and, like, friends with animals, so that's not the surprise. The
yeah,
surprise is this boy who has to eat bananas to shoot lightning from his eyeballs, and the girl who spits on the ground and produces a dumpling, who turns men into yaksha.
yeah, they say they love her 3 times, and I'm just like,
Yes,
"This it's
right.
interesting." Like, so who came up with these ideas? Like, it's this show is bonkers, and I feel like it could be more bonkers if I'm being honest, but, like, they hold it back a little
Yeah.
bit.
I was about to say, there's just something about it that it's, like, crazy, but it's not, like, so crazy that it's not enjoyable. At least,
Mhm.
like, from what I remember, and obviously, I admitted to you that, I ended up binging almost all of season 1 on accident because I just put 1 episode on, and they're relatively short, so you just, you
Mhm.
keep watching, and it just clicks through real quick.
They
Ain't no
move
hard feelings.
really fast. And also, what do you think about the like? Because it's funny because it's supposed to be a war, but the animals
Mhm.
join their side so easily. All you have to do is defeat them, and then they're like, "Okay, we're allies." For most of the animals, not all of them. The ballhead eagles are another thing, but like, just like they just join you so easily. They're like, "Oh, you beat us. Okay, that's it. Have fun."
Well, I like, so, yeah, it seems like a little easy, which I think that's the point. The point is that this is
Yeah.
technically like a kid show, but at the same time, I feel like that's, like, kind of also the rules of, like, the animal kingdom. There are a good number of species that, like, the strongest become the leader, if you will, of the pack or, like, the collective. Big Green is basically taking on the animals on their own playground, if you will, like, taking them at their own game, and are proving that they are, like, the alpha, like, they are the ones that by beating them, they have to follow in order to maintain
So
survival.
so that's why they get the royalty to work for them and do random stuff for them within the
Yeah.
big ring, and that's c I don't know. That's kinda problematic, I must say. We human
No,
well,
I definitely think it is, especially when we get into episode 2 with what they do to the elephants, and, like,
yeah.
I get, like, using everybody's skills, like, efficiently, and I'm sure that, like, in a perfect world, we're like, "Oh, they're compensated," but, like, at the same time, they're animals, and I think also, like, our opinions come from this idea that in our world, animals don't have, like, sentient say. Whereas
Mhm.
I'm sure in this world, like, with animals having more, like, cognizance and, like, personalities and, like, obviously the decision-making capabilities, it's probably different. Like, I'm sure all these kings of the beasts don't have to do these tasks, but more so it's, like, in their minds, like, if they have to be a part of this bigger, like, image, they'd rather be a bigger part, something that they're already good at and what they do. So,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pretend like, they just love these jobs, They're not
Yeah.
forced to do anything, it's a perfect world,
Yeah.
somebody wants to be the AC unit, somebody wants
Yeah.
to fly the plane, somebody wants to join the second squad,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
not naming names, somebody wants to teach all the other animals English.
Yes. So, episode 2, Elephant Casserole. Why don't you start us off?
Okay, so the episode opens up on the training grounds because, of course, Mighty Ray, although he could be the most powerful member of this entire squad, he don't like bananas. But that's what gives him his power. Like every time he
Mhm.
goes to eat a banana, he gags, he hesitates, and that part of his character is what like stops him from being like the most powerful. And of course, Mr. No Hands has to make the point for him to know that, like, if you just ate the dang banana, you'd be the strongest. And
Mm.
so I guess it's as a way to, like, motivate him, maybe, like, give him a little bit of, like, humility because obviously we've mentioned that Mighty Ray is, like, very arrogant,
He
but,
literally looks like a ball. You can just kick him around.
he really
He's shaped
does.
like a
He
ball.
kinda really does.
Uh-huh. And his
But
problem is he is not with, like, eating 1 banana. He can put that in, and he'll be annoyed, but he'll eat it. It's when he does more than 1, and all of a sudden, he fainting. He almost dead.
yeah.
Speaking of
Which
dead.
I guess, like, you could argue that, like, if you have too many bananas, you can have, like, potassium, like, poisoning, but, like, I feel like in this show, Mighty Ray's body is built to take potassium. It gives him it turns on the Energizer Bunny in him, He's got the lightning, so I don't see why
Yeah,
it would
those
be a
rules
problem,
don't work in this world. He just don't like
but yeah, what a wimp. If I could be the strongest by eating a couple bananas, I'd eat bananas every day.
good for you.
Um, I know.
OMG.
You don't like
You should
bananas?
replace him. Oh, I like bananas. You know what I don't like? I actually don't like eating bananas by themselves that much. When I eat a
Really?
banana, I usually like to put something on it. I like to put, like, peanut butter on top of it or something
No. Give me straight
because
fruit. I love, like, plain bananas, plain apples, like, I'll eat as much fruit as I want. No
yeah, I
additives
love
needed.
fruit. I love fruit. I eat fruit all day. I eat vegetables all day. I'm very healthy, but I don't like eating bananas just by themselves. I can, but they just don't taste as good.
Mhm.
So, you know what? I eat 'em with peanut butter. Plus, you get more nutrition that way. Mhm.
Mm,
Who woulda thought?
mhm.
Mhm,
I'm sure, I'm
mhm.
sure. Anyway, well, of course, nothing can be calm for long. In every episode, there has to be some conflict. So, of course, we see that Big Green is having an issue with the heat wave of, like, global warming, probably not necessarily specified, but it's hot. And everybody
Mm.
knows it's hot. And that is why it is up to their scientist, like, character. I'm gonna be honest, I forget his name, but he kind of annoys me. So that's why I don't remember his name.
You mean Woo the Wise, Woo the Wise.
Woo-the-Wise? Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I don't remember his name. I just know that this poor man, like, I honestly relate to him heavily. Like, you sound real confident, and then in your head, you're just like, "I don't have a plan. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just
Yeah.
winging it out here in the sticks." And
Yeah, that's
that's
the thing with
legit what he
him.
is. Like he's
Mhm.
talking to Mr. No Hands, like he's got a plan to solve this AC issue. But in his head, he's like, "I don't have a plan. What am I doing?" Like contradicting everything.
Do not fear, Mr. No Hands. I am working on a plan to keep all of Big Green nice and cool. I have no plan. I have no idea how to make it cool. What can I do? And it's a very good plan, too.
He's saying,
Real life, he's a
which is so
loser.
cute. Hey, it was funny. It's like my favorite comic relief so far anyway. Even though I can't remember his name. It's maybe because it's just so easy. It's like with the wise. It's like,
Yeah. Well, I keep forgetting
um
what Mighty
Mighty
Fang.
Ray?
Okay,
No,
look
that's
at look
crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, So, of course, out in the world, we see that the elephants are beginning to have conflict with humans. Again, the interference of High Ruler, or Ruler. And so basically, of course, the Zebra brothers have gone over to the elephant castle and planted the seeds of doubt again and reminding them that they owe High Roller a debt and that they must in turn start conflict with the humans. And so, of course, Big Green starts sending out their tanks, and then Ape Truly steps up to try and bring gold and begin peace talks with them. But of course, the elephants ain't having it. They're shooting
Mm.
air from their trunks like it's a like they themselves are tanks. Then running back into the castle to begin like the process over again. More elephants to the front lines to start this battle and terrorize humans. And like usual, Ape Truly gets captured because what else does he do other than run around and cause problems? Like
Right?
peace and freedom. Here, take my gold, and then gets abducted
Who
again.
gets captured more? Ape Truly or Princess Zelda?
You mean Princess Peach?
Her too, but, like, I feel like Princess Zelda is more of like a fantasy side. I don't know.
Okay, so I feel like there
We
are
already know
less
who gets
Zelda
captured more out of
games.
here than Princess Peach.
Like it's definitely him. He like how many episodes are there of big like or of Hero 108 realistically?
If it's 52 per season, so yeah. Ooh,
So
lord. Man, he gets captured a lot.
he gets captured almost every episode. Is just he's like, "Take me." That's what he's asking. You think like, he'd see the pattern and start protecting himself.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Poor
so
guy.
my boy gets abducted, and then his little antenna that signals for Squad 1 goes off, and they're like, "Oh, time to go and rescue Ape Truly." And they hop on their turtles, and Autobots rolling out. Like, they're on the way. But of course, as always, Lin Chung has to see a beautiful tree off in the distance
Yeah.
and decides that, everybody else can handle this problem. He's going to sit this one out and go look at this
See, Lin
beautiful
Chun's
pink
something
tree.
else. He always go and do his own thing, and it's so weird because they treat him like he is like the biggest hero of them all. He always coming to save the day or something. I'm like, Lin
So
Chung, go sit down somewhere, cause what you doing?
okay, so it's kind of crazy because so Wing Chun is kind of like the Red Ranger, if you will, like the quote unquote competent one, but he's got this airheadedness about him that is like his like tragic flaw, if you will, like the one thing that stops him from being like the best leader, which because that's what he is. He's kind of the leader of the team next to Mr. No Hands, who's like orders everybody around, but the one who like steps up first in battle is always going to be Lin Chung. But regardless, like obviously Sonya has her own like flaws. She's easily like tempted, if you will, like she's easily aggressed into like jumping forward and not thinking necessarily her actions. And also her abilities rely heavily on like aspects of her curse. So if you like you remove those aspects, then she's kind of kaput. And then obviously Mighty Ray has an ego problem and can't eat a dang banana. So
Not Sabrina
he's
with the
kind of so
lore.
yeah. So anyway, of course, they go and like there's the battle of what begins between Squad 1 or what remains of Squad 1 and the elephants.
This is
They're
like
fighting it. Huh?
this is every episode where Squad 1.
Yeah, somebody always has to have their own like character building arc at least in the beginning. Like, like everybody has to have their episode. This one was definitely Mighty Ray's kind of episode. We find out more about his eyeball mechanic, how he has to eat the bananas and how he kind of struggles with that. And of course, like we see this in the battle as well. Like, they're making their way into the castle. Mighty Ray kind of like being the main focus, him eating the first banana. And like you said, he goes to eat the second one and can't like stomach it. And that kind of results in them also getting captured in the castle. Like they make it to Ape Truly, but they're stopped just short of like truly like entering the castle like on the advanced front, like in their favor. And meanwhile, Lin Chung is just staring at this glorious pink tree, like enraptured, trying to make the perfect drawing of this tree, and it's just not turning out right. He makes one,
Wasting
he's like,
paper.
no, that's not it. Tosses it. That is until a little birdie comes by, jumps in a puddle, hops in his sketchbook, and he's like, big brain move. Let me use the bird like a paintbrush and use it to make the tree. And it's after he's kind of reached this like a peak of his beautiful eternal tree in the forest that he's like, "All right, I should go to Elephant Castle and help out." Like he's like, "Oh, that's right. We're going to save Ape Truly." And he goes off to join the rest of the squad. And then while captured in the castle, of course, they see how the elephants had been going back out to the front lines. They would deflate themselves and then obviously refill themselves up with air and move back out. And Elephant King is obviously like, look, I'm not gonna agree to join you guys like this ape truly guy wants, unless you guys can beat me at this thing. And of course, it's like this giant, I don't know if you want to call that a kazoo or like it's like a party popper, if you will, that you
Mhm.
blow into and it pushes
A
the what's that called?
whistleblower, I think. A
Yeah,
whistleblower.
yeah, pushes the whistle open, and the idea is whoever can get the coiled up, like, paper portion to come out the straightest by blowing into the whistle wins the contest. And
So, like
so, of course.
wait,
Okay.
so the reason why they have a giant blower is because the elephants use the whistleblowers to fight with their trunks, and also
Yes.
they inflate themselves with
Yeah.
the inflators a lot. It's weird. The elephants are weird, like,
They
it's
like the
weird.
whistle. They
Mhm.
they just think they're so cool. Like, what
Yeah,
else do elephants do with their trunks but blow air?
yeah.
Right? And
I'm not
so, yes, this
whistleblowers,
is the
so
contest, and of course, Mighty Ray being the main kinda character of this episode is like, "Oh, I can do it," and he pulls out his own, and he's like, "Oh, I can blow into it all the time," and the elephant's like, "No, no, no, we're doing my whistleblower," and it pulls out, like, the giant elephant, gargantuan-sized one. The Elephant King goes first, and it just barely almost goes completely straight, and Mighty Ray's like, "Oh, shoot," and so, of course, he goes, he makes his attempt, doesn't even blow the whistle at all. It, like, shoots him back with the air, and, it's kind of like this
it
comedic
comes out
scene of
the
him
other
getting
way,
back to
let's
Earth.
say that.
Yeah, yeah, and Mystic Sonya gets real mad. And then who shows up at this point but Lin Chung, and he's like, "Hey, guys, look at my tree drawing," "Oh," and they're like, "Where have you been? Like, we got a problem." And, of course, he's like, "Oh, well, I was drawing this tree." They're like, "Oh my gosh, this kid," which lore for later, but we find out that they can't diss his drawings because if not, he'll go into a major depresso episode. So they're like, they're just like, dude, time and a place. And of course, the Elephant King gets mad that they're not taking his challenge seriously, and so he takes Lin Chung's notebook and just tears it in half, like ruining his picture of the his eternal tree. And that makes Lin Chung mad. So he's like,
Mhm.
apologize. And the Elephant King is like, never, not unless you beat me at this contest. And of course, like Lin Chung always does, he's an airhead until, something he cares about is on the line. He's like, oh, let me get serious. And at that point, he uses his bamboo dart shooter, I guess is what it is. It's like some kind
Yeah.
of staff. And he basically turns himself into a propeller and then
Oh, yeah,
uses
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to put in the air. And sure enough, he blows the thing completely straight, which beats the Elephant King. Whoa, who knew?
Wow.
And so everybody's celebrating. Mighty Ray is real butthurt about the fact that Lin Chung did it and he couldn't even blow it at all. That is until, lo and behold, Elephant King goes into cardiac arrest. Straight up
That
heart attack.
that elephant died almost, like, it started to
Look,
flatline in the end.
this was like Mighty Ray's redemption arc because he eats his second banana, if you will, finally, and he uses the ability of his eyes to basically defibrillator the situation, like pump electricity and bring Elephant King back to life. And he says that he will never, like Elephant King said, he will never forgive the debt that he owes Mighty Ray and Big Green for saving his life. He decides to join Big Green and they will hereforth be friends with humans.
He
And that's when
basically an
they
air conditioner,
I was about to say
so
that's when they get home, and lo and behold, Elephant King becomes the air conditioner. Blows
literally.
air throughout the entire place, which, no offense, have you ever, like, breathed on your hand? Like, nasty. Like, can you imagine hot elephant breath as your
Well,
AC?
it's cool elephant breath, first of all, and second of all, it's
How
going
do
to
you
the
know?
thing, so they must have purifiers in there, you know, it must be, like, you think
I'm
much
sorry, you could I bet that place smells dank.
of,
Whatever
like,
that elephant ate that morning, that's what the whole place smells like.
no. They have a purifier. I know for a fact, I've been there.
Oh, you been there?
Yeah. Don't question me. I know these
Oh my
people as they're my friends, been my friends
You can't
since
even remember Mighty Ray's
before they
name.
were canceled. Huh?
You can't even remember Mighty Ray's name.
Oh, I thought you said I couldn't even remember your name. What's your name?
Yeah, I don't know. Who are you? Do you know the
Okay.
way? Anyway,
So
now we make the episode jump, I guess. from 1 and 2 all the way to 51 and 52, or is it 56 and 57?
It's 51 and 52.
Okay.
That's what they put on
I
YouTube,
know
at least. Yeah.
I don't know. I
So
just looked up that name, not the own number.
yeah. So it's episode 51 and 52, Picture Battle of the Air Force, parts 1 and 2. It starts off with Wu the Wise creating a new crystal that will be able to break beans into tiny cells and then put them back together.
Mhm.
Why? I really don't know. It's cool, but like, why would you want to do that? But
'Cause he wants to be relevant, okay? He wants to
yeah.
be relevant.
Yeah, so he offers to try it on a crowd of people. Somebody from the crowd come and try it, and everybody uses Lin Chung's art exhibit as an excuse to get away. And so at the exhibit, everybody's like they just think Lin Chung's work is so good. They're so excited. I wonder if they actually think it's good or if they just
Well,
went there to escape.
I was gonna say, it's really funny because the beginning of, like, season 1, the joke is, like, he's terrible at art and nobody appreciates it until Camel King is like, "Oh my gosh, it's the most beautiful piece of art I've ever seen in my life." And then after that, everybody, like, miraculously pretends like he's a genius, like, an abstract art genius. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So at the exhibit, Wu the Wise is like, it isn't as exciting as science, which leads Lin Chung to agree and then automatically just start taking his artwork
yeah.
off the wall and start tearing it up and stuff.
It's true. My paintings are nothing compared to the wonders of science. These are worthless.
Chung, what are you doing?
Mind if I help? Oh, horrid tragedy!
Like, how often does he do this?
Well, it's not often. Well, okay, the destructive
Mm.
behavior, whenever it comes to that, yeah, it's rough. 'Cause, like, so started out with, I believe, like, figure sculpting, and then, like, when he was told he wasn't good, he got so self-conscious, he just quit and got depressed. And so they were like, "Oh my gosh, wait, you're an amazing drawer." And so that's when he was like, "Oh, I can draw." And so he just lacks, like, the confidence, I think. But ironically, in this moment, as he's smashing the paintings together, he kinda realizes, like, "Oh, wait, mashing up all these animals together kinda creates an interesting newer piece of art. Thank you, Mr. With the Wise. Like, you're such a genius coming up with this idea for me to destroy my art." When
Yeah.
in reality, it came from, like, that place of jealousy. But at that point, without this idea, though, Wu the Wise would not have come up with his new invention, which in
Right.
that moment, he's like, "Wait, wait, wait. I got an idea. Let me split." And so he runs off to handle his sciencey nature. Make the Rubik's Cube of mass destruction.
Yeah. Why a cube?
Wonderful.
And
Well,
why so many whatchamacallit, like,
oh,
squares?
squish. Well, so the idea, I think, is, like, obviously with a Rubik's Cube, like, you twist it and make a whole new creation every time you twist it, like, I'm sure
Mhm.
there are formulas where you can get to the same, like, mix up again, but
Like
reality
a
is, if
button?
you hand me a Rubik's Cube and tell me to mix it up versus if I hand you a Rubik's Cube and help you mix it up, it's different. And I assume that the number of faces is meant to, like, symbolize, like, the number of molecules you're changing, so that's why it has so many faces. I'd assume. It's because it's, like, the idea of, like, all these molecules, like, millions of molecules, like, shuffling. But, of course, what starts out as, like, this fun idea, like, to make things more convenient for them will later play a bigger role because, of course, High Roller decides that, they have to go ahead and attack the Big Green with their amazing Air Force squad that they now have, made up of the Eagles, the bats, and then, of course, the hens, chickens, whatever they
Yeah,
are.
the hand.
Okay, I was about to say, I think it's hens, but, I never know. Of course, the eagles are the main flyers. The bats are able to, like, read minds and, like, determine, like, decisions people will make. And then I think, aren't the hens, like, the gunmen? Like, they're like
Yeah,
the
they be shooting.
yeah. So, of course, they come to make their plan of attack because you gotta take the fight to Big Green. You can't always do it on your own soil or whatever. And so this battle begins, and of course, things aren't necessarily going Big Green's way. Like, they have their own, like, planes and stuff that they're riding, but it's not necessarily a match for the bats because they're able to determine where they're going. That is until our foolish two of Mighty Ray and Jumpy Ghostface end up, like, not thinking about where they're going, nearly crashing, but they realized at the same time that since they had no plan, the bats couldn't read their minds. And so with this plan of attack in mind, if you will, like I say a plan, because is it really a plan to just, be a goober and subconsciously take out other, I guess I was gonna say planes, but they're flying
They didn't
entities, they're
even take him out
animals.
on purpose, though, so that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Hey, 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 hey,
There's no plan
it
anywhere.
was not on accident. They did that on purpose, okay? Totally.
Right, they plan to not plan on purpose, you're right. It's my
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
mistake.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
misremembered.
Anyway, so of course, as it always goes, they may seem like they're losing in the beginning, but after making this amazing revelation, they're able to make a recovery. However, what ends up happening is that in order to make their escape, the bats and eagles abandon the hens and make a getaway. And having been abandoned by
No, they abandoned the bats too, so it's just the bald eagles that get away.
That's right, that's right, that's right. I
Mhm.
forgot. They can't fly away. Of course, Big Green ends up extending friendship to these abandoned animals who have been kind of discarded by the eagles, which I can't remember since, like I said, I only watched season 1. I don't remember them ever saying why the eagles are so loyal to Hyrule,
They
but
just
or
jerks.
Hyrule or whatever it is. But I don't know. Long story short, they of course take on the help Big Green and they become the Air Force of Big Green. Again, using the talents where they're needed. At least they're not the AC unit, you know? And so that kind of begins to wrap up the episode as we start to transfer into part 2. Of course, High Roller's mad because his plans didn't go his way. Boo hoo. And the Zebra brothers are like, "Hey, why didn't you yell at the Eagles? Like, why are they still safe? Like, why do we always get our butts beat whenever we lose?" And he's like, "Well, that's because the Eagles are going to get the next plane of attack, our new Air Force." And the Zebra brothers are like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "The magic dragon or
A
black
black
dragon, whatever."
dragon.
Yes, the black dragon.
Ah! The Black Dragon!
Big Green will tremble with fear!
And they're like, "What? The black dragon? I thought that was a myth. He's real?" And of course he's like, "Yes, he's real. They're going to get him."
It is.
And yeah, and so of course they're still messing around with Wu the Wise's Rubik's Cube of multicellular transition, whatever you want to call it. I forget what the actual technical name for it is.
Mhm.
The molecule mixer is what I'm gonna call it. And shows up High Roller and the Zebra Brothers and in tow the black dragon. So High Roller's like, "Hey, you need to step down and admit defeat and like surrender to me, or I'm gonna have the black dragon like destroy Big Green." And of course, everybody's getting nervous, like, "What do we do?" But that's when Will the Wise is like, "What do you mean, the black dragon? Like, come on, destroy us." And of course, everybody's freaking out, like, "You need to calm down. That
Mhm.
dragon could like take us out
It's
to
because he
lunch."
believes in science, and science shows
Doesn't
that there's
believe in
no
dragons,
dragon.
which I don't believe. I'm a lover of dragons, so I would like to think that dragons are real, but I agree, this dragon was sus. Like, no dragon just shows up and has no aura, no intimidation check, no nothing. And so, of course, Wu the Wise is calling their bluff, saying they're full of it. Everybody else is cautioning him, like, "No, we need to come up with a plan of attack before you really anger this dragon and we're screwed." So they come up with the idea to use the molecule mixer because, I want to say it was Mighty Ray makes the offhand comment that, like, if we could just mix up all these animals, we could make our own dragon. And so what do they do but mix all the various animals around Big Green to create a true dragon? And so they end up going back to High Roller and saying, "Well, you know what? You got your dragon. Well, we have our own dragon."
Mhm.
And of course, this scares High Roller. And, obviously, we find out, lo and behold, the black dragon was fake. It
What?
was actually a puppet made up of eagles. And
What?
so Hyrule there thought he could use the bluff of the black dragon in order to convince, obviously, the Big Green of surrendering before
That
anything would happen.
that evil villain lied this whole time? The black dragon wasn't even a real dragon, it was just like some paint on birds? I
Yeah.
don't believe it.
Yeah.
Villains don't lie.
Oh my gosh. Yes, they do. And so the crisis kind of is obviously avoided. Ooh, sorry, excuse me. And of course, all the animals unfuse, and it's like ooh, huzzah, like, we to go ahead and solve the problem. But it's revealed that they used the molecule mixer to do this. And of course, High Roller's like, no, 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 I may have lied, but you cheated. Like, you don't have a real dragon either. And, they begin fighting over the molecule mixer.
Who
And it,
argues over who cheated? Both of you cheated. That's the point.
yeah. Hey, all is fair in love and war. This is
So,
war.
yeah, it was a war and both of you cheated. So,
Yeah. So the fight over the cube results eventually in High Roller getting merged with, I believe, like an attack plane, right? It was like an attack plane. I think the two Zebra brothers, and it wasn't the Eagles, right? I think it was just.
I think the Eagles were there. I
Well,
don't
were they in
remember.
the cube though?
I think so. I
I
just
don't know.
remember them combining everything.
Yeah. Regardless to say, the villains end up managing to get the cube and turn themselves into this giant fighter jet, which, of course, it's up to Big Green to defeat, which, they too, I believe, use the molecule mixer and manage to take them down and then
It's all
re
Mighty Ray's
just
fault.
yeah, you're right. Mighty Ray does cause a lot of him and Ape Truly, I got beef with.
Because why would you mess
Actually, I
with?
got beef with everybody.
Because everybody was
But
just laughing. He was just pressing the cube, just mixing them up until he turned them into
yeah,
this big, gigantic plane war machine thing. And then everybody's still laughing, and that's when him, Mystique, Sonya, and Rabbit guy, or
Ghostface.
Jumpy Ghostface, end up getting captured. Which I will say, they got themselves uncaptured. They were fighting, they were winning, and then they got eaten by High Roller. It was weird, real
Yeah.
weird. But of
Anyway.
course, who saves the day?
Oh, my baby, my boy, the golden child.
Short-legged king.
Lin Chung.
And then everything explodes and they all fall. So like,
Yeah, and then everything's back to normal,
yeah.
and High Roller, of course, runs away because he lost like a little baby. Wu the Wise is, like, looking at his creation, and he's like
There's only one thing to do with an invention like this.
and so what does he do?
Go Amy Rose. Full on Amy
Destroys
Rose.
it. Gone.
With a giant hammer.
Destroyed.
It's just too dangerous.
That was a very wise decision.
Breaks it. All of science
Yeah.
lost.
Oh,
But it was
my
for the right
gosh.
reason.
What would the world
right.
do without a cube?
Yeah. A molecule mixer.
A cube. And so that's the end of the episode, the end of the season. And that's the end of us talking about these episodes of
Yeah.
Hero 108. What did you think about this show?
I enjoyed it. Like I said, I ended up binging all of season 1. I got my beef with everybody, Ape Truly specifically, just because he always goes to stir the pot somewhere and always manages to get captured and has to be everybody else's problem. And then, of course, everybody else got their own stuff too. Mystique Sonia thinks she's all hot and I don't know. Like, I think she's cool, but she be treating people real mean sometimes. And I'm just like, girl, you ain't that cute to be talking to people like that. And of course, Mighty Ray's he just an idiot. I feel like I lose brain cells sometimes. I'm like, dang, you a fool. A
It's
real
like
fool.
that thing I say about SpongeBob and Patrick. Whenever SpongeBob hangs out with Patrick, he becomes dumber. It's like he loses
Yeah.
all his brain cells.
Yes.
When he's without Patrick, he's at least a capable sea creature. But then when Patrick comes along, it's just like,
Oh.
I'm like, maybe you need to like lessen the amount of time you spend with this guy because some ain't added up.
And
Still
then Lin Chung, I love him. I love the idea of his character. He just main character syndrome. He's like, let me just show up and save the day.
Mhm,
Then
and
no
that's why I
hands is
don't like him.
useless.
He's okay, but, like, whatever. Like, go ahead, say today, whatever. Might as well just
Yeah.
be he's that one character, like, that's in the Asian that's in, like, the kung fu movie. He's the one white guy in that movie. He's not white, but, like, he's how you if you would Americanize it, he's the one white guy. Like, he's
Wait,
like
no,
Dragon Ball Evolution where Goku was white. You know what I'm saying. So, like,
you're not wrong.
white people probably think I'm coming after them. Because I always do it every episode. I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
love
It's
you.
funny. It's funny. It's funny. I give it that. And most of the time, it's right.
But
But
yeah,
it
I
was good.
enjoyed
It
it.
was fun.
I thought it was cute. It really brought back my childhood, and I guess my childhood. Yeah, I don't remember how old I was. I was old enough to. I was in middle school or elementary school. So yeah, it just brought back memories. It was funny. I'm just gonna say it's a mediocre show. I'm not gonna lie, but I enjoyed it. Not every show
No,
is a
it's
masterpiece.
something where it's like you're not looking to watch and enjoy something, like, you just need something to pop on for noise and, like, work on other stuff, it's, like, cute,
Mhm.
like, if you,
Yeah,
like, pop in every now and then. I
yeah.
enjoy, like, the idea of the art style, it's very much modeled after, like, paper puppets, which was, like, a popular form of media, like, especially in Asian culture, they do the lamp puppet shows with, like, the paper dolls, which I find to be really cute and charming in its own way. Storyline, obviously mid.
It
Like you
has
said,
no
it's mediocre.
storyline, that's the point. It's just like
Yeah.
it has, like well, no
I
overarching storyline, I guess.
I feel like this is the kind of show that if it was remade now, it could honestly probably do really well. And
Mm.
it could, like, take a book like, I say take a book, take a page from, like, the kinda book of, like, Steven Universe where maybe it starts out as something a little lighter hearted, and maybe it gets, like, a deeper storyline where it talks about real issues regarding animals and the environment.
I guess
Um
I guess I get the real issues part, but, like, not every show needs to do it to me. I mean, it reminds me of Pucca. Do you know the show
Yes, that
Pucca?
was so good. That was
Mhm,
so
it
good.
reminds
When
me
I
of
was a
Pucca.
kid, anyway.
Yeah, I go back and watch Pucca, and that show basically is like this format, except it's a bit better. I love Pucca so much. They had
Ah, I love Geru. I love
mhm.
him.
They
Like,
recently
so my sister was Puka and I was Geru.
mm, they recently did a season 3 a few years ago, and they put it on Netflix, and it's in CGI though, but it's mostly more the same, and I liked it so much, and it was so cute because they had, like, this sweet, like, little outro. It's like
Puka sweet love.
something like that, and I will play that over and over and over again because I liked that song, and I need a full version. I love Puka so much. Whenever I put on Puka, I get happy. Puka borrowed a lot from, like, kung fu movies and stuff too. Um,
Yeah.
I think it's a Korean show, Puka is it's fun. We should watch Puka for, episode of So I'm a Fan of. Hey, guys, got any Puka suggestions? Because I do, so I might pick my suggestions, but if you have some, I'll consider them. But
That's like the, "I'm wrong, you're right." That's the end of it. That's what you did. You're like, "You know, you should give me a suggestion, but I'm gonna go with what I want anyway."
yeah, who's the host? It's me, I'm the host. I
Oh
run
my
over
gosh.
you.
This ego, "Okay, Mighty Ray, calm down, calm down. Go eat a banana."
It's too late. I'm too high on my seahorse. Is there a seahorse? I want to make an animal joke, so I guess I'm too high on my seahorse.
And we're back, fanatics. Again, like I said earlier, this question is based off of Hero 108. What Chinese novel is Hero 108 based off of? A. Written on Water. B. Water Margin. C. Where Waters Meet. Or D. Hard Like Water. If you guessed B. Water Margin, then you are correct. How many of you are true fanatics of Hero 108? Or at least the Water Margin? Now, back to the episode.
Yes, yes.
I could just say
Aquatic
high
goes with
horse,
the blue
but
sweatshirt you got going on.
it's not a sweatshirt. It's a shirt.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
shirt?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, okay. I couldn't see your sleeves, so I was like, "Oh, it's a sweatshirt?"
Yeah.
Okay, gun show too.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But thank you everyone for joining us on this quick, hopefully quick, fun episode discussing Hero 108. Tell us
Mhm.
what you might have thought about it in the I want to say comment section below, like this is on YouTube. I probably upload this on YouTube. I need to do better at uploading episodes on YouTube. The last episode I uploaded was like 3 weeks ago. It was like an older episode. Not every episode is uploaded on YouTube. So, and apparently sometimes we get more views on the YouTube episodes than we do on the actual
It's
the
fine.
actual part.
Well,
I'll be looking at the
'cause, you know,
numbers and then I
sometimes
go on
I feel like
YouTube, I'm like,
I don't know, I feel like YouTube is definitely, like, a little more, like, approachable for this kind of content.
mhm.
Like, I don't know, everybody I know who, like, watches more so video-based podcasts does tend to watch on YouTube. Spotify, for me at least, is a lot of, like, music,
Yeah.
not so much as,
See,
like, audio.
what I wanna do I see but I have, like, this laptop, and this laptop ain't that powerful. When I wanna do on YouTube, I wanna add some stuff in there, but all of a sudden, this laptop be slowing down once I start, like, playing the video to recheck stuff, and then it's like, it takes forever, and so when I do full-on video episodes, it takes forever. I might try to do it with this one. I'm gonna might try to post this on YouTube. Don't take my word for it, but I might try to post it on YouTube and see what happens and see if I can get like a full on. So I need a more powerful computer, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Purchase from the So I'm a Fan of store. Purchase
Ugh.
stickers, clothes, any other needed items to support the
Mhm.
channel. Help our poor hosts, like, be able to invest in more equipment.
What do you mean by
Poor,
poor?
not as in financially poor, but as in, like, the circumstances are sad that we can't get you a new computer. Um, and then, obviously, yeah. And go watch Hero 108 and, maybe
Uh-huh.
next time I'll have a Yaksha hat of my own. I
Yeah.
will not make somebody
Oh,
say they love me 3 times to make it, though. I will actually be sewing and making my own.
I remember
Um,
when Hero 108 was gonna have an MMO. I wonder whatever happened to that. I used to pay attention to that sort of stuff. Hero 108 was gonna have an MMO. Code Lyoko. Do you remember Code Lyoko?
yeah.
That was gonna have an MMO. There was a time where a whole bunch of these cartoons were gonna have MMOs, and most of them didn't happen. I wanted I want and the one for Hero 108, I remember looked really cool. This is how I know I was in 5th grade, because that's all I did was on the computer, just watching video games. That was my life. Watching other people play video games, learning about video games, that's all I did every day when I
Well,
wasn't
that's
single.
exciting,
Yeah.
yeah, and we got some video game episodes coming up, you know?
Yes, yeah,
We have She-Ra. Next is She-Ra, the show, but after that, I wanna say we start getting into games,
yeah,
right?
Princess.
Because after that, it's Peach.
Uh-huh, and the episode
Yes.
before this is Tomb Raider, so you
Yeah.
guys go listen to that. It's super fun. I finished editing that today. I this how I be so tired, because I edit these episodes in, like, a day, and I be adding all these sound effects and stuff, and I'm just, like, on the verge.
Yeah.
I forgot to add I'm gonna have to go back probably before the episode releases, because it releases at 12 o'clock. All the episodes release 12 o'clock AM Central Time, if you're in America, and figure that out whatever time zone you in across the world, because I can't tell you nothing outside of
Yeah.
America, but because I know we got some people in other places that listen. But I need to add I wanted to show an example of the different Laura Croft voices. What's the difference between, like, the voice actresses? And I forgot
Mhm.
to add on the episode, and I already uploaded the episode to Premiere at 12, so I might just go and change that and then re-upload the episode so it comes out at 12, because I'm a perfectionist like that.
I feel that. I did my sketch of Mindy for my upcoming painting, and
Mhm.
when I tell you, I, like, sat for, like, 3 or 4 hours drawing it, and my
Mm.
back hurt, but now I look back at the picture and I was like, "Oh, I don't like that. Let me go back
Right?
into the sticks."
Right? Is when that happens. Oh gosh. Me, when I'm drawing, I'm just like, I spend hours doing it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not sure I like this. So I go and see, that's why I don't like drawing for a long time, because that's why I just start doing quick sketches, because my sanity it'll only take some.
We can
I did
tell.
yeah. I did some Sailor Moon sketches and I posted them on Instagram, like
Mhm.
studies of Naoko Takeuchi's work. She did this poster that I just loved, and so I was like, I'm gonna study that and see how close I can get to that, and that took me forever for some reason. Thank you,
We should,
everyone.
like, draw. Like, we could draw and, like, we could talk over us
Mhm,
drawing, and then
mhm.
we could just talk about art. That would be fun. Anyway, yes, wrap up. Maybe this will be a bloopers, like it's like a little blooper video or like, "Oh, ha, ha, ha," us being sidetracked and not doing a proper outro.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this episode. We hope to see you next week as we talk
Of
about She-Ra, the history of
Yes, with
She-Ra, and
another guest.
with another guest. And the episode after that is going to be talking about She-Ra and the Princesses of Power.
Mhm.
And yeah, so get excited. Love you guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the newest episode of the So I'm a Fan of podcast.
Don't forget to support us by leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify so that we can reach out to as many people as we can.
And you can view our socials at IAFO Fans on X, formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Reddit.
And our merch at iafofans.com. We have lots of exciting things in store for you, so come and listen to us next time. See ya, fellow fanatics.